The Zodiac serial killer case is a chaotic mishmash of conspiracy theories, suspects, and the actual body count of this ruthless killer. 56 years after his murderous rampage, mysterious ciphers, and sudden disappearance, the Zodiac still haunts the imagination of the public. Once every few years, a clue, suspect, or possible link to a new victim pops up. As always, Bad Things keeps you abreast of new developments in this timeless case. In today's video, we bring you what has been touted as a significant development in the Zodiac case. The first in many years. Has another victim, Donna Lass, been identified as a confirmed Zodiac murder? How and why has this murder been attributed to the Zodiac? What is the evidence for and against Lass being a victim of the infamous killer? Or is this just another trip to nowhere on the Zodiac timeline? On September 6, 1970 at 1:15 a.m., Joan Bentley walked into the first aid department at the Sahara Tahoe Hotel and Casino in State Line, Nevada, to be treated for an unknown ailment. The night duty nurse Donna Lass was there to meet her with a smile. Joan would later say that Donna was friendly and pleasant, and they spoke at length about Donna's future plans. Joan wasn't the only one to give a glowing report of Donna's personality. Her friends and colleagues described Donna as a conscientious, friendly, and reliable worker. Donna was supposed to enter a log entry at 1:45 a.m., but she never finished it, and was never seen again. Donna was the daughter of James and Frances Lass. Her high school hobbies included FHA and singing in the mixed chorus. During her senior year interview, she claimed she intended to go to college or be a nurse. She was one of 52 students who graduated from Beresford High School in South Dakota in 1962. The young nurse relocated to South Lake Tahoe in May 1970 after living in the San Francisco Bay Area and working as a registered nurse at Letterman General Hospital at the Presidio in San Francisco. Donna was scheduled to work her night shift from 6 p.m. to 2 a.m. the following day, but either Donna or someone else logged her out at 1:45 a.m. The strange thing is, no one actually saw her leaving the Sahara Casino. On September 19, 1970, Gordon Petrovich, a security guard at the Sahara Tahoe Hotel, said that Mr. Davis contacted the casino on September 7th or 8th, claiming that Donna had left town due to a family illness. Petrovich claimed to have left a note regarding the phone conversation at the security desk. According to former Monteverde Apartments manager Nick Davis's statement, he first learned that Donna had been called out of town for a family illness on September 11, 1970, when he got a phone call from her casino managers. Given Donna's disappearance, the phone call, which falsely claimed a family illness and impersonated Donna's landlord, could only have been made for one purpose, a nefarious one. If the impersonator of Nick Davis knew the name Mr. Davis, they probably knew where she lived and her landlord's surname. This familiarity with Donna and her life might imply that someone close to the young 25-year-old nurse knew something or was involved in her disappearance. Dorothy Cullison claimed to have seen Donna in the company of a clean-shaven man with blonde hair near the Tahoe Bottle Shop on September 7, 1970, at 3 p.m. or 4 p.m. Was this mysterious blonde man the mystery caller? When the police investigation into her disappearance started, detectives arrived at her apartment and found her 1968 Chevrolet Camaro convertible parked outside her Monteverde apartment complex in its usual parking spot. They theorized that she did not drive to work on the evening of her disappearance and walked to the Sahara. When police entered her apartment, they surmised that the only missing items were those she had taken to work with her. Her bank accounts were flagged for any activity, and there have been none to date. Donna Lass had disappeared into thin air, yet investigators took no fingerprints, photographs, or forensics at the two locations she might have gone missing from. The search for Donna Lass would be badly affected by the bad weather in the coming months, according to Police Chief Ray Lauritsen. "We don't know where we're going to begin. There's a 4 or 5 foot pack of snow out there, and it's still snowing heavily." Investigators had reviewed all the leads surrounding Lass's disappearance, and the case came to a grinding halt. But what does the Donna Lass missing person case have to do with the infamous Zodiac case? And could she be one of his victims? There are two trains of thought linking her death to the Zodiac: the alleged Zodiac correspondence and a supposed viable Zodiac suspect, coincidentally linked to Lass. Both these theories put forward a strong case that Lass was a Zodiac victim in some amateur investigators' minds. The evidence for Lass being a Zodiac victim. The correspondence. On March 22, 1971, San Francisco Chronicle journalist Paul Avery received a postcard claiming to be from the Zodiac killer. It had an artist's depiction of a condominium development and various words and phrases of text. Sherwood Morrill, a handwriting expert, evaluated the postcard and declared that the letters on the address side conformed and are consistent with all other Zodiac writings I have examined, even though the card included very little handwriting. Most of the text had been collected from newspapers and glued onto the card. Only the phrases Zodiac in the return address field and Attention Paul Avery, Chronicle at the bottom of the card and the two Zodiac symbols were handwritten. It is commonly accepted among those who support the authenticity of the Pines card that the Zodiac hinted at an unknown victim between his April 22nd and June 26th letters of 1970. This is due to the fact that on April 20th, he sent a letter to the Chronicle that included a 13-character cipher and a bomb diagram, claiming to have killed 10 people. This is the Zodiac speaking. "By the way, have you cracked the last cipher I sent you? My name is... I am mildly curious as to how much money you have on my head now. I hope you do not think that I was the one who wiped out that blue meanie with a bomb at the cop station. Even though I talked about killing school children with one, it just wouldn't do to move in on someone else's territory. But there is more glory in killing a cop than a kid, because a cop can shoot back. I have killed 10 people to date. It would have been a lot more, except that my bus bomb was a dud. I was swamped out by the rain we had a while back. The new bomb is set up like this. P.S. I hope you have fun trying to figure out who I killed. Zodiac 10, SFPD 0. On June 26, 1970, he sent another lengthy letter claiming 12 victims. This is the Zodiac speaking. I have become very upset with the people of San Fran Bay Area. They have not complied with my wishes for them to wear some nice crosshair buttons. I promised to punish them if they did not comply by annihilating a full school bus. But now school is out for the summer, so I punished them in another way. I shot a man sitting in a parked car with a .38. Zodiac 12, SFPD 0. The map coupled with this code will tell you where the bomb is set. You have until next fall to dig it up. Zodiac. Within days of receiving the Pines card, authorities assumed that the Zodiac was responsible for Lass's disappearance. Although Lass's disappearance fell outside of the time frame established by Zodiac's previous messages, Zodiac enthusiasts have discovered an additional circumstance that may make it possible that the term Sought Victim 12 relates to Donna. As mentioned before, Lass had just arrived in State Line, Nevada in early June 1970, having previously lived in San Francisco, where she worked at Letterman General Hospital in the Presidio, in the same area where the Zodiac shot and murdered taxi driver Paul Stein on October 11, 1969. According to one theory, the Zodiac tried to kill Donna as she might have been a witness in the Stein murder as his 12th victim in June, but failed when she relocated to State Line. Considerable research has been done to determine if the Pines postcard has clues concerning Donna Lass's location. It has also been claimed that the hole punched in the top right corner of the image, when paired with the statement "peek through the pines," may hint at the location of her remains. So far, all searches have been futile, and detectives have found no substantial evidence that the postcard is related to Donna Lass's disappearance. Donna's sister, Mary Parker, was certain Donna was a victim of the Zodiac, according to various sources throughout the years. In 1974, she received a cryptic Christmas letter from Saint Donna and the Guardian of the Pines that only cemented her belief that the Zodiac killed her sister. However, this card might be a hoax, as Mary Parker's home address had been published in press headlines concerning Donna's abduction as early as October 9, 1970. The signature, Saint Donna and Guardian of the Pines, might relate to published descriptions of Donna as straight-laced, and the fact that she went to church at St. Mary's in the Pines every Sunday. The double suspect. In 2021, French engineer Fakel Ziroui started posting on a popular internet forum where amateur sleuths debate theories about the Zodiac killer, claiming to have broken two of Zodiac's unsolved ciphers, 213 and 232. Ziroui claims that one of the ciphers spells out the word care, which he believes is close to Cain, the long-standing Zodiac suspect Lawrence Cain. It's not the first time Cain's name has come up in the pantheon of Zodiac suspects. Although Ziroui's theory is controversial, he maintains that Lawrence Cain is the Zodiac. The name is well known among Zodiac enthusiasts, mainly owing to his involvement in two cases in the Tahoe region, where he lived. According to Ziroui, the coordinates discovered in his supposed cipher solutions correlate to a location in South Lake Tahoe. Kathleen Johns was traveling near Patterson, California in 1970 when she said she was stopped by another driver who said he saw that her car was having problems. Instead of helping, Johns said he abducted her and her infant, driving them around for hours until she was able to escape. At a police station, Johns recognized her assailant on a Zodiac wanted poster and later identified Cain from a picture lineup. When looking at all the coincidences that follow, it's hard to outright deny that Cain looks like a viable suspect for at least one Zodiac murder and the murder of Donna Lass. Cain lived in San Francisco at 217 Eddy Street at the Clark Hotel, which was just 2 city blocks from where Paul Stein picked up the Zodiac the night he was murdered. Donna lived 6 blocks away in the same neighborhood. Officer Donald Falk, one of the officers responding to the Stein murder, who is believed to have spoken to the Zodiac and unfortunately let him go, said that Cain was the closest match to the man he spoke with in 1969. Cain left San Francisco in June 1970 and headed for South Lake Tahoe about the same time Donna did. While Donna worked as a hotel nurse at the Sahara Casino, Cain worked for Alan Dorfman, marketing Arizona real estate. His office was located down the hall from Donna's nurse station. Co-workers confirmed that Cain and Donna knew each other. Cain was living under the name Lawrence Cain in Zephyr Cove, Nevada, and also had a house in South Lake Tahoe that he used as a vacation rental during the summer at the time of the last murder. Cain died on May 20th, 2010, at the age of 86, and was never considered a suspect by authorities. In 1985, the Placer County Sheriff's Office uncovered a human skull along Highway 20 and Interstate 80. Investigators stored it in evidence until forensic technology could hopefully identify the remains. This technology would take another 38 years to identify the skull accurately. In late 2023, the Sheriff's Office partnered with the Placer County District Attorney's Office to create a cold case team and the unidentified skull was finally submitted for testing. A DNA profile was established, and in December 2023 it matched that of Donna's sister, who had earlier provided a sample to be kept on file. Donna Lass had been found 53 years after she disappeared. Last week, South Lake Tahoe PD was able to notify Donna Lass's surviving family members that she had been located. The sheriff's office wrote in a news release, "We are extremely grateful that this team effort was able to bring closure to the Lass family." However, Donna's family has yet to get all the answers they seek. Police did not say how Lass died or if foul play was suspected. The sheriff's office said that no further evidence was discovered in addition to the skull, and South Lake Tahoe police are still relentlessly investigating the case. Donna's family has only half the closure they deserve. The evidence against Zodiac being Donna Lass's killer. It may seem that Cain, a strong Zodiac suspect, may have been Donna's killer, but a crazy case of geographical coincidence may have just unearthed the real killer. A predator that preyed on women working at the same casino. Bryn Rainey arrived early for her duties at the Sahara Tahoe Casino on July 24, 1977. She had an overnight job as a Keno girl and was scheduled to begin work at 2 a.m. She had some free time before work and went to the nearby Bitter Creek Saloon. The bartender later told detectives that nobody seemed to trouble her and no one noticed her leaving. Bryn's co-workers were the first to notice her absence when she did not show up for her regular shift. The 27-year-old just vanished. Nothing was out of place inside her apartment on Emerald Bay Road in South Lake Tahoe, and authorities were at a loss. On August 20, 1977, a horseback rider at State Line Stables found what seemed to be a shallow grave. Police discovered Bryn's severely decomposed body in the hastily made grave. Based on the forensic evidence available, the pathologist concluded that she had been sexually abused and strangled. 2 years later, Carol Anderson, 16, left her home in State Line, Nevada, to spend a summer day at Regan Beach. Carol decided to catch a ride with her friends to a house party close to Heavenly Ski Resort, just as the sun was beginning to set. Carol's friends left the party one by one, each offering her a ride home, which she repeatedly declined. The last time anybody saw Carol was approximately 11:30 p.m. Police believe she left the party on foot and, like many other teenagers in the 1970s, hitched a ride with a stranger. The following morning, someone contacted the police to report finding a dead body on Sundown Trail. Unlike Bryn, no effort was made by the killer to conceal Carol's body. Ligature marks on her wrists showed that she was tied and strangled, much like Bryn. Both cases were thoroughly investigated, but leads soon dried up, and the cases went cold. Carol and Bryn's loved ones grieved for 4 decades, wondering what happened to the two women. Then, in February 2019, the El Dorado County District Attorney's Office reported that they believed the same person had murdered the two women. Their suspect, at that time dead for 5 years, was Joseph Holt. Holt was born in the San Francisco Bay Area in 1947, graduated from Cupertino High, and went to UC Berkeley. According to police, he visited Los Gatos and South Lake Tahoe in the 1970s and worked in real estate in the area. He also lived fewer than 2 miles from where Bryn and Carol's bodies were discovered. When the El Dorado County Cold Case Task Force revived the cold cases, they contracted Parabon Nanolabs to examine blood from Bryn's clothing and DNA from Carol's body. The DNA technology company focused on the Holt family using genetic genealogy, the same approach that revealed a suspect in the long-running Golden State Killer investigation. Genetic genealogy seldom directly identifies the culprit. Instead, detectives search the system for near matches in user-submitted DNA kits, similar to those used by consumers to learn about their genealogy. From there, detectives can narrow their list of suspects. Holt's surviving family, which included a biological son, agreed to assist with the investigation. According to El Dorado County District Attorney Vern Pearson, the son offered his own DNA, as well as an old toothbrush from Holt, and the result matched the DNA collected at the two murder scenes. Joseph Holt was never on the radar, investigator John Gaines told reporters. After the DNA tests returned positive, a warrant was issued to examine Holt's remaining private belongings. The DA's office said that they discovered evidence suggestive of other criminal conduct, which included a 1975 news article regarding an unsolved Los Gatos shooting. The victim of that shooting survived, and an identikit created by Los Gatos police at the time of the incident fitted Holt's features to a T. With their suspect dead, no arrest is possible. However, part of the mystery that has tormented the Anderson and Rainey families for 40 years may now be solved. Could Donna's killer be Joseph Holt and not Cain, one of the Zodiac killer's most compelling suspects, as some have theorized? No doubt, more possible victims and suspects will pop up as obsessed investigators dig deeper into finding this enigmatic killer, and bad things will be there to keep you updated. Drop us a comment below and tell us what you think of the Donna Lass case. We would love to hear from you. If you love our content and want to support the channel, feel free to check our web shop where you can find exclusive true crime merch brought to you by Bad Things.